Okay. I've had this book for a while. I'm not gonna say years. More than a year, more than 2 years. I've had it for a while, and I've never gotten around to it because of my brain. I've always I don't want to say I program books, but kind of I program books. I know that something is not gonna work for me mentally, I'm not gonna try it because I'm just gonna end up not liking it and not giving it a fair chance when it needs a fair chance. Okay, hi, first of all, hello, how are you? I hope you are okay. I'm cool. I feel like I was in a really bad place where if I were to read it, I know that if it is as it is hyped up to be, because I've read some books that are supposed to be, oh my god, heartbreaking, whatever, and they were a complete fucking disappointment. I guess you can guess from the title already, but we're gonna be reading A Little Life. This book has been loved all across the world actually for years, and it's been hyped up for such a long time, and it has a specific hype where it should absolutely break you, it should absolutely destroy you, it should not only make you cry but just shatter you. And I need a good cry. I've been saying this since the start of 2020 goddamn 3, and I still have not gotten there. I need myself a good cry, a huge cry. I need it, and I hope you're gonna give it to me, because there's a lot that we need to take from this. When 4 classmates from a small Massachusetts college moved to New York to make their way, they broke adrift and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition. There is kind, handsome Willem, an aspiring actor JB, a quick-witted, sometimes cruel painter pursuing fame in the art world. Malcolm, a frustrated architect at a prominent firm, and withdrawn, brilliant, enigmatic Jude, who serves as their center of gravity. So it's following 4 people, but centers on Jude, and this Jude is going to have something huge to do with the story and the people in it in itself. I heard a lot, and I tried to stay away from spoilers as much as I can. But it's time. It's finally time. I've been wanting to read this book before I got it for years and years, literally. And it's always been something. It's either I get into a mental situation, or I get caught up in doing other things, and then life is just messy that way. And it's a big boy. It's a big boy, and we love big boys. So yeah, I'm gonna start. I am nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I am a little bit nervous, but I'm going to start, and I'll see you. So it's 7 parts. Yeah, the first part is called Lisbonard Street. It's called Lisbonard Street. It's called Lisbonard Street. I can't read. So we're gonna start with a Suffolk Street, and I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you, not you. You're gonna see me too. Stick around, grab a beverage. It's a big book. This is going to be a long video. Hopefully not. I'm gonna try my best, okay? Okay. Okay, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see or hear, but I hope you can do that well, because it's 5:30 a.m. I was terrified of this book, and I wish I wasn't. I wish I read it before. Okay. We're done with the first part, and it went on so smoothly, and so, I don't want to say fast because it still took a few hours, but it just went on so smoothly. I had a lot of feelings starting this, a lot of them, and not all of them good. I was, like I said, terrified of starting it for a lot of reasons. The reactions that we get from people are so much, they're a lot. Why? I'm sorry, my light is acting up. First thing that I noted down was the storytelling. That is absolutely incredible storytelling. Just the way it smoothly tells you what it needs to say, and even some minor details that someone else might think are boring, they were incredibly told to us. The diversity, every one of them is diverse, and there's a lot of it going around, like in the world that is happening around them. Everything is diverse, which is something that I absolutely love. You can not only feel how diverse they are and like what brought them and their childhood and everything that made them who they are now, but you can feel that they are different characters. And that is something so freaking important, to have one author, one writer, and to have you, like, to make you feel this isn't like one author. It feels like this is a story. I don't know if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like I'm reading a book about this character and that character. No, it feels like this is a story about these people. And I can tell why that would make for such a heartbreaking story if something bad were to happen, because they feel absolutely real. Following for friends and colleagues who are now roommates, we have Jude, who is the most mysterious of them all and my favorite so far. Especially by the end of the first part, I related to him so much, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Working as an assistant prosecutor in the criminal division of the US Attorney's Office. Then we have JB, a starving artist who is honestly my least favorite so far. I just kind of want to smack him sometimes. We have Malcolm, who is a nepotism baby and also an architect, but you can see, like, you can feel the hope and the passion of being an architect, like, drift him away from him as he gotten older. Realized that it's not what he wanted it to be. Like, it's not his dream. Not that it's not his dream, just like not what he wanted, what he thought he was gonna get into. And then we have Willem, an inspiring actor, and Willem is someone that I'm growing attached to, and mind you, this is just the first part, but like when we gotten to know a little bit about his childhood and how he grew up, he is someone that I'm growing attached to. But they're all different, definitely, but charming in a way. They all have something that is holding them together. Not really holding them together, but they all have something that you can take from, something to relate to. Which brings me to another point. It is a third POV, third person point of view, but like, the thing that is holding them all together, you can feel it by the way it's telling us that no one has it all perfect, not even that good really, and like the way the writing is slithering through their POVs and the minor different characters in the background. It's like every time it goes to a different character, they're like they're having it really bad mentally, financially, all of that, and like they wish they had it as someone else, because maybe this one is better looking, which means they have better luck in doing certain things, or maybe this one is more talented, maybe this one has more money and stuff like that. But when you go to their POV, they're all incredibly miserable and they are all winning it, which is so freaking comforting to read. He's taken a lot of heavy subjects that are sort of feared to be written about, and the way it's written them about, the way they're like being presented to us isn't all flowery, and this is the subject, and like I'm gonna make it into like a happy ending. Just the first part itself, it's heavy, it's triggering, and the subjects, all of them, sexuality, being confused in life, racism, bigotry, homophobia, all of that, it's presented in such a realistic way. It's also including a lot of inner thoughts that we all have but scared to admit or talk about, whether that be being jealous of something that we shouldn't be jealous of, whether that be wanting certain attention that we shouldn't want. All of those inner thoughts are included, and I love that a lot. And the way it's included is just, it feels realistic. Like the storytelling, dude, it's absolutely incredible. You can definitely see just from the first part how some people would think this is boring or they'd want a DNF immediately. It doesn't have that, oh my god, shock value. But I think we as readers had gotten astray, especially with the rise of TikTok, of book talk readers, and everyone suddenly wants to be a book talk reader. That sounds mean, but it's honest. Like, everyone is aspiring to get this like shock value, and this is the best thing, like the best 5 pages that I've read. But we've forgotten the simplicity, the beauty of simplicity in writing like this. It's not only looking good so far, it's looking absolutely incredible. I was so scared of this book, but so far I honestly could not put it down, and I didn't realize until it was 6 a.m. and I finished the first part. The way the writing is slithering its way smoothly between the 4 men and their personal lives is just chef's kiss. I should have updated you. I didn't, and I'm sorry. I reached part 4, Axiom of Equality. I still haven't started it yet, but I reached it. And there was this thing. Part 2, The Postman, chapter 1, is all about Jude and few tiny little pieces, innocuous pieces of his childhood and his adulthood and what made his adulthood what it is now. I gotta say, he is my absolute favorite, and he is becoming a comfort character. That it's concerning because I can feel that something bad is either gonna happen to him or a twist that's gonna happen to Willem, and they are my favorite, and I don't want anything to happen to them. Malcolm, I don't really care that much about. JB can go sit on a pine cone. I do not care. I have not cried yet. I didn't even like tear up, nothing. I don't know what's wrong with me, but so far no tears. But the story is absolutely incredible. It's exquisite. The writing, Jesus, the writing, oh my god. The use of the English language, the way familiar words you use and read about each day are combined to create a phrase, to deliver a sentence, deliver a feeling, is blowing me away. And then we reach part 2, which follows the first POV of Harold. Harold was a colleague of Jude, and then he ends up taking care of him. And it's like the first good thing that happens to Jude. Well, one of the first good things that happens to Jude, and it makes me so freaking happy but anxious because I keep waiting for something bad to happen, and I just want Jude to be happy. Like, Harold, my man, is an icon. Harold is that bitch. Harold is the man. I gotta say though, sometimes the writing gets a little bit confusing. Like, not really confusing, like in the sense of the word being confused, but you have to read, I have to read a little bit and make a little bit of progress to understand where we're at, the timeline, the setting, who are we following. Like, at this point in the book, it's just a little tedious, I'd say. Not really annoying or frustrating, just a little tiny bit tedious, because I be in a certain setting and then I don't know where exactly the transition was made, and now I'm in a different setting and following a different like timeline and a different age, and it's just a little bit confusing. And again, different phrase, but then I have different paragraph, but then I have to read a little bit more to understand what exactly the timeline we're at the moment. Jude has went through a lot in his childhood, and we're just getting to know a little bit of he went through, and his struggle to accept love, to accept compliments, to accept anything good, and to transform anything possibly good that can happen to him into something completely negative and to something that is his fault is absolutely heartbreaking, but 100% spot on. Okay, now Hanya Nagihara is making me personally, like, she's written this personally for me, she's making me care way too much about this Jude and his Willem and his well-being. He is like literally the sweetest baby boy, and I just want to hug him and tell him you're beautiful and there's nothing wrong with you. And oh my god, like, I can't explain without spoiling, but it is heartbreaking, and it's the type of character that you just want him to be alive and real just so you can hug him. This is extremely character driven. Like, these people, these characters, the side characters and the main characters are making the most boring, basic, average, dreary, dingy setting as a New York apartment in Lisbon Street so freaking interesting. They are moving forward with their life, and the story is moving forward and backward and then in the middle a little bit. And now Jude has moved and they don't live he stopped living with Willem in Lisbon Street anymore, and you can definitely tell how important Jude is in the friendship of the quadruple orgy, the quadruple friendship. You can definitely tell like the importance of him. This is the progress. This is where we're at. Not even the middle yet, and I've reached a point where I'm like, I kind of want to take my sweet time with this, and I don't want this book to end. The last chapter in the last part, which is Vanities, something good finally happens to Jude, and it's exploring everyone's superficial things and plot lines that happens in the story that can be considered superficial. It ended with a JB centered chapter, and I cannot wait for another Jude centered chapter. Like, it's so, I don't want to say comforting reading about him. It's not really necessarily comforting. It's just, I don't know. I love reading about Jude so much. The writing is like shit, man. It's like, it's taken like boring shit. It's literally a long ass chapter about these 4 people in a party, and it's annoying. Like, I've been talking to this, and then I'm talking to this one, and then this one is doing this with this life, and this one is doing this with their life, and it's boring, but it's making it so interesting to read about, even when nothing is happening. The next part is called The Axiom of Equality, and it's from page 283 to 425, so that's a lot of pages, and I'm kind of scared of it because like it's in the middle of the book, and it's either gonna be like very important like to the plot, or it's gonna be like boring and like the link between the first part of the book and the final part of the book, and I'm kind of scared of it because I don't want to get bored, and I don't think it's gonna do that to me. But so far it's a lot. I'm excited to discover more about Jude, even though I know it's gonna fucking break my heart. As the French proverb goes, you're really putting me through all the colors, man. I am done with the first chapter of The Happy Years, which is the 5th part. So we just have 3 parts left. I gotta tell you, I am taking my time, and I probably shouldn't. I don't want to finish. I haven't cried, which is weird because it's traumatic. It's extremely sad. Like, yeah. That's true. It's very sad, and you think, oh, okay, it can't get sadder than that. It's extremely sad. Let's see how we're gonna resolve this, how it's gonna get better, and then it doesn't. It gets sadder, and then you're like, oh, okay, now it's gonna get better, and then it doesn't. And then you're like, okay, cool, we have like 200 pages left. Now it's gonna get way better, right? Like, it's gonna, not even better, like let's just the man be happy for once, and then it doesn't. The last part, The Axiom of Equality, we remember how I told you I wish we get more from Jude? We got more from Jude. Let me tell you, we got a lot more from Jude, and I kind of wish we haven't, because I've never wanted a character to be alive so bad in my entire life, and I just want to hug him and tell him that it's okay. Wow. Jude has been through the ringer. That's the least that you can say of his situation. Yeah, we got more from him, so most of the chapter was surrounding him and what happened to him and parts of his childhood, which is absolutely heartbreaking, but I have not cried. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but I have not cried. Jude, my man, all I'm gonna say is he has to have something good happen to him. Like, the one good thing that happened to him, that Harold made it happen to him. Like, Harold and Julia, oh god, Harold and Julia, you fucking G. Harold and Julia are my personal fucking heroes. I love them so much. And they made something good happen to him. And it was like, it made me feel so much fucking happiness for this dude that doesn't fucking exist. I can't explain it. And something good must happen to him. I'm like terrified of someone fucking dying, and it's probably gonna be my favorite character, which is Jude, and or not, they're gonna pull a plot twist on us and it's gonna be like Willem or something, and I am like fucking terrified. Yeah, my man, he is 40, okay? They're in their 40s right now. Like, something, they must have a happy ending, please. We also met someone new, Caleb, and let me tell you, I haven't had the urge to kill someone, to fight someone, to punch someone so bad in such a long time. My man, Caleb, wow. I'm not gonna spoil, but Caleb needs to go. He went, but he needs to go further. Story-wise though, Judy is killing me sometimes. Like, bro, this fucking author, she like is perfect. She like made everything so fucking, I cannot fathom the amount of research that went into this book. Comes to the writing, the names, all the career, and they go in depth, especially the politics side and the lawyer side of it. They go in depth in it, and I cannot fathom the amount of research that it took to create this and to make it seem so freaking realistic and to feel like, yeah, this is a lawyer, yes, this is a doctor, yes, like so much fucking research has went into this. And with mental health, the accuracy, my man, the fucking accuracy. Jude is fucking killing me because I just want him to accept the help, okay? And like, he's like the best baby ever, and they're all like, you are the best man ever, and he's like, no, I don't understand why they're caring for me, I must be a burden. And I'm like, bitch, you're God, please stop. The way he not only believes he deserves to be humiliated, but to desire it is killing me. To believe that he is deserving of it, that is what he is worth, is killing me. I read a lot, okay? Especially recently, last year and this year. I've went back into reading and I've been reading a lot. Let me tell you, the use of the English language in this book is not something I find in each book I crack open. That sounds so inappropriate and I'm sorry, but it's not. Even the ones I absolutely love and rave about and give 5 stars to, the use of the English language like it is used here is not something you find every day in every book. But then, there comes a time where you open a book and you meet this writing, this way of writing that is just fucking genius. It's a way of writing that reminds me personally of what can be accomplished using the same set of letters that I'm using now. And it's the same feeling I got when reading Gravity's Rainbow. Just absolutely fucking incredible. But these were days of self-fulfillment, where settling for something that was not quite your first choice of a life seemed weak-willed and ignoble. Where surrendering to what seemed to be your fate had changed from being dignified to being a sign of your own cowardice. There were times when the pressure to achieve happiness felt almost oppressive, as if happiness were something that everyone should and could attain, and that any sort of compromise in its pursuit was somehow your fault. The 5th part, like I said, is called The Happy Years, and I've read 1 chapter of it. The first one, it has 3. Yeah, not happy years at all. Actually, miserable years. Awful years. But something good is happening. I'm not gonna spoil, but something really good is happening, so I'm looking way forward to that one. Yes, I'm going to see you, I don't know, in the next update. I just, like, after I finish this, The Happy Years, I just have 2 more parts. Dear Comrade, and then Lisbon Street again. And I feel sad. I feel really fucking sad. It's 700 pages are going like by so fast, and I don't want them to end.
Hi. This light is fucking terrible, but like it's 4 a.m. and I don't know what to do, and I felt like filming.
I've been on acne medication for like 15 years, and like 2 months ago, my dermatologist had the bright idea of decreasing. Actually, my neurologist, we supposed they were gonna decrease my epilepsy medication. I know. I have it all. I'm like so fucking lucky. We thought they were gonna decrease the epilepsy medication, and then my dermatologist told me that it's a good idea for us to also decrease, oh my god, this is the best angle like I've ever created. It's like a good idea for us to decrease. What the fuck?
that it's like a good idea for, oh my god, what even is this? That it's like a good idea for us to decrease together. And so I was on 20 milligrams of acne medication, and I've been taking it for like 7 fucking years straight. And I've been getting consultation and stuff and on and off the medication for like 15 years, right? And then I went to my dermatologist and I got a scan and an EEG. Guess what happened? We increased the medication. The other medication, the epilepsy medication. So it's a bad idea and I need to go back to my dermatologist. But I waited. I've been a good girl and I've been waiting and whatever.
This isn't even like the worst of it, because if I wait a little bit, if I stop the medication completely, I will look like New Zealand. I will look like a geographical fucking map. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, it's not my vibe and they will get me so fucking depressed. I just finished the last part that I updated you on, the happy years, and a lot happened. I gotta say, I haven't cried yet. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have not cried yet. We have just 2 parts left, Dear Comrade and Lesbian Art Street, and I'm afraid of Dear Comrade because that means that someone is gonna get offed. I've been like dwindling my little footsies on 4.5 or 5, but I'm enjoying the ride, and I don't know how this book that is literally trauma and PTSD on paper is comforting me, but it is. So that's weird. It's saying something about me that I'm not gonna acknowledge. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna put that out there. But yeah, it's been comforting me so much. And Jude St. Francis has become a comfort character, and I'm like, I have 100 pages left, and I am spacing them as much as I can. I will literally read 4 pages a day if it means that I'm gonna spend more time with these people, because like, it's an incredible piece of literature. It's incredibly amazing. I haven't even finished the part Dear Comrade. I finished chapter 2 of the part. I still have chapter 3, and I don't even know how I am supposed to finish this book. I don't even know how I'm meant to finish this book. Like, I just want to stop or drag the last pages as literally, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to just say goodbye to these people. It was Malcolm for me for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but it was. I feel bad for JB. I feel bad for everything, and I haven't cried, even though Jude has went through literally every bad thing that you can think of. I haven't cried, but it was something about Malcolm, and there was a phrase that was said that Malcolm's parents done to him. If you read the book, you know, it was that for me. I literally, I heaved. I was waiting and waiting for confirmation, because after I finished the happy years, and I was just like, no, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be okay. Like, I haven't cried yet, even though we went through literally the worst fucking things possible, but it's gonna be okay nonetheless. But then it wasn't. Kept waiting and waiting for like actual worded fucking phrasing, like word for word. This bitch is gone, like literally that. And I could not believe anything until I read that, and then I just fuck. The thing is, I don't know how I'm just supposed to finish this. I have about 50 something pages left. I don't know how I'm supposed to finish this. I have the last chapter of Dear Comrade, and then the last part, Lesbian Art Street, and then I'm done. And I don't know how I'm supposed to be done with this and to just move on. I just finished. Since it started, it was sad. Literally fucking sad as fuck. Like, the saddest work ever. The saddest story ever. And then we got to the last 2 parts, Dear Comrade, and then the last one, Lesbian Art Street. Dear Comrade is where I was like, I started crying, like a lot. because I didn't cry at all since like the start of the book at all. Like I managed to get through like 600 pages without shedding a tear, without not even jerking my chin, like nothing, right? And then we got to Dear Comrade, and I just started bawling my eyes out, and it was just like the first part, and then the second part, and then the third part, it got better. Like I didn't really cry or whatever, and shit got better. And now Lisbon or Street, it like it like started good, and then it just fucking completely broke me. I can't even like tell you how much I stretched the last 100 pages or so, and then I got to like, I had like 50 pages left, and I couldn't explain, like I stretched 50 pages over the last maybe 3 days. Like, dude, the way it handled grief, it's like, it hurt. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, and you're not, but this last page, like the last 2 pages or something, are speckled with my tears because I literally could not control myself, and it just like flowed out of me. Like at one point I couldn't even remember what it felt like not to be crying, because it just like could not fucking stop. When I composed myself, I got into a part that just absolutely broke me, and it was like the most relatable shit that I've read about grieving for someone. I'm gonna read it, so if you don't want to get spoiled, skip ahead a little. Or maybe he is closer still. Maybe he is that grey cat that has begun to sit outside our neighbor's house, purring when I reach out my hand to it. Maybe he is that new puppy I see tugging at the end of my other neighbor's leash. Maybe he is that toddler I saw running through the square a few months ago, shrieking with joy, his parents huffing after him. Maybe he is that flower that suddenly bloomed on the rhododendron bush I thought had died long ago. Maybe he is that cloud, that wave, that rain, that mist. That part. Like, I was sobbing and reading that part because of how relatable it was, and how realistic it was, and how realistically painful it was. I did not want this fucking book to end. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why I want this. Like, I didn't want it to end. I just didn't want it to end. I didn't, like, get shocked over how the happy years ended, right? I hold on to hope, and I thought, like, the next part is gonna get better, and then it didn't. And I was shocked. JB has such, like, the character growth, dude. Of course for Willem, for Jude, but you can really, really feel and see the character growth with JB. The ability to write like this, the use of the language, the story, the plots, the characters' backgrounds, the development of the story, the growth of the story itself, and the difference in the characters, the difference in the backgrounds, the fucking research that went into the mental health aspect, the physical health aspect, everything was done so freaking realistically. The ability to write, I don't even know how to describe this way of writing, because it was poetic and beautiful and genius in its own way, and I don't even know how I'm going to even like move on from this book. And I honestly don't understand how we are meant to read this book and then just move on and like go and pick another one and just like live life or whatever. Literally one of the best books that I've ever read in my entire life. Like in every aspect, plot-wise, character-wise, story-wise, writing-wise. Yes. It's not as terrifying as it is hyped up to be. It's still very, very sad. The ending absolutely broke me and shattered me, but I would recommend it 100%. Do your research and check your trigger warnings, but it was not as terrifying as I thought it was gonna be. I thought this bitch was gonna last me a month, and it's been like I don't fucking know, a week, and I wish it has lasted me a month. I honestly don't know how this one is gonna turn out because I forgot what I filmed. Like the past 3 days I've been just stretching my last 20 pages, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out. So I just like forgot what I filmed and what I didn't film, and I would just be reading and I forget myself, and oh my god, I've read 170 pages and now I'm fucking crying and I didn't film anything and I'm sorry if this doesn't turn out that good. Dude, it's been like 3 hours since I filmed the outro and like put the book back in the shelf and shit, and like it hit me again and I'm still sad. A major spoiler alert, obviously, but I'm gonna say shit. It was like he was like, dude, the fucking letter that Harold found. That's like sending me. I don't know where, but it's nowhere mentally stable. Dude, he was literally like dying and he's still like never, like he didn't believe. That's what sending me, that he didn't believe that he's an actual good person, that nothing that happened to him is his fault. And he, like in the fucking suicide letter, he's like, I'm sorry I deceived you. Like, bitch, you haven't. That's literally what's like killing me right now. Like I want him to, oh my god, this is a fictional character. Why the fuck am I like this? It's hurting me so much because it's so heartbreakingly realistic. So many fucking people end up fucking up their own fucking selves and taking their lives. It's like making me angry. Taking their life, hurting themselves and living a certain way because they believe that shit that happened to them is their fault, and like by not telling people, they're like deceiving them. And if people show them love, that they're not worthy of it, because if they knew what had happened to them, then they wouldn't show them any of that love. And that hurts so much because it's so real. Like, it's hurting me so much because it's so fucking real. And this is so random, but I love you. But thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. And I love you, and I'm gonna see you next video. Bye.